soon all this will be covered with wild garlic. I can't wait to make some wild garlic pesto. Well, I guess still good afternoon from, I guess this is the woodlands at work. Oh yeah, no, one of my cats in the background, here's another one. But yeah, I thought I'd come to the woods to plant my seeds. Don't know why I don't spend more time down here, because it's right next to a lovely river and it's where some activities are held where I work. It was meant to snow. I did check on the weather forecast, but it never did. It kind of blew over. It did get cold, but it's been a lovely nice sunny spring, dare I say it, day. So yeah, here are some seeds that I'm going to be planting. I'm going to be trying to grow basil again. I never have much success with basil. I have both red, which is quite cool, and just the regular sweet basil. I have some catmint for these two over here. I'm going to try and grow some flowers, 2 types of dahlia. Cat's having a mad half hour there. But yeah, just to encourage lots of butterflies and bees to the little tiny house garden allotment. 3 types of tomatoes I'll be starting, red cherry, sweet baby, and just a moneymaker regular. So I grew these 2 last year, and this is quite a bigger tomato. So I'm going to try and not sow so many, because that was one of my kind of things that I was looking at improving, would be to quality over quantity. I'm going to try and grow some cucumbers again. I can sow these indoor between now and the beginning of April. I've got some rosemary because I love rosemary, and it does flower, so that's really nice. I'm going to try grow some regular onions, so indoors in January and February. So we'll see how those go. And these are really, I remember I grew these and these were really flavourful, so I thought I'd try them again. And I have some garlic chives. So that's what I'll be planting today. So you can hear, sorry, the cat. In this one there's going to be the catmint. So yeah, I've grown this in the past, and unfortunately my cats always find it and kind of like devour it, understandably I guess. So I'm just gonna sow some seeds in there. It's a catmint. So when that's eventually grown, I'll move that and plant that somewhere else. And then in here I'm going to plant half regular basil, half red basil, and hope I have more success. It's like basil to me is kind of like growing bonsais. There's like definitely an art to it, like taking the middle sprouts or the middle part of the basil to keep it like growing for longer. Should probably like watch some tutorials on how to keep basil alive, because I think you can have endless supplies of basil if you keep taking cuttings and then like putting those in water with rooting agent, and you can just have like basil forever, which would be quite a cool experiment. Some of my oregano in the garden, that I sowed from a cutting, so it is doable with herbs and things. Yeah, these seeds, I got them a while ago, so I should probably just use them all. For maximum flavour, leaves should be added to cooked dishes at the last minute. Remove flowers to prolong picking. And this is just regular basil. So, me with dirty hands. So I'm going to do herbs, onions, flowers, tomatoes, and then tomato and cucumber. Start them off nice and early. And try not to plant too many, because that's what I end up doing. I end up with too many. I get a bit too excited, and then I know you're meant to thin them out and get rid of the weaker seedlings, but I end up keeping them all. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this growing season. I really hope we get a good summer. And I can't believe it's going to be March next week. Haven't done much work on the tiny house, not since my last video of fitting the internal cladding. And the next step is to, as I keep saying, is to put the stove in to get some heat in there, and then the electrics. I'm actually off to London next week with work, or for work rather, and then I need to go to Liverpool, which is, I don't normally travel for work, but there's a few, I actually need to do like a presentation, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, but I am having to do some tiny house work next weekend. But as the days get longer and there's more light, it'll be a lot easier to get tiny house work done. Plus I think I know in winter it's like a bit of a lack of motivation, because I know I've been a bit guilty of that, like putting things off. But once I do get going on the tiny house, like with that cladding, I was working there till it got dark. It's just a case of getting up there and getting work done. But yeah, something else I want to do this year, I should have included it in my 2022 goals, do more foraging. So I always try and do it every year, and I always start off really well, but then come like the following year I've forgotten everything, just because everything is obviously seasonal. But I did see this really cool video of this foraging with Fern, and she made a lemon and nettle cake, which looked really interesting. So I'm going to give that a go, because so many nettles grow down here and they're really good for you. I think they have lots of vitamin C, which is really beneficial. Obviously make some wild garlic pesto, maybe do something with, I'd love to make a cake with lots of different edible flowers like primrose and things like that. And I'd love to make a salad with completely foraged leaves, like stuff like dandelion leaves, you can eat those. Yeah, salad completely made from things that are foraged, which would be cool. Well, I hope these garlic chives grow, because I think the last time I grew chives from scratch, it took ages to germinate. So we'll see what happens with these. I've never really grown many flowers. I'm quite excited for the bulbs I planted a few months ago to, hopefully they will all start springing up, and there'll be lots of like bulbs and flowers growing around the tiny house. It still is quite cold, so obviously these will be living on like various windowsills, but it is very exciting to kind of check on them every day and watch them grow. And so these are Dahlia Dwarf Double Mix, and these are Dahlia Mignon Mix. So they're both really good at attracting butterflies and bees, which is what I want. So yeah, these cucumbers are quite old, but they grew last year. I do ponder what to grow in the polytunnel, because I have obviously tomatoes, cucumbers. I'm going to need to get some aubergines on the go, because my peppers didn't really work last year, and they also got attacked by slugs. So I need other ideas of things to grow in the polytunnel. Hello you. Going for a nosy? Ooh, I've got dirty hands. So yeah, I got these on a whim from Wilco's. They're only 50p. I might have to have like a seedling swap, because I always end up with way too many seedlings. Oops. Yeah, I might have to swap my seedlings. And last but not least, in here, small tomatoes. So yeah, I really hope to improve my kind of knowledge of tomato growing, because I know last year, as I said, I grew too many and I didn't remove out the middle stems, because I've attached, like when you have the main stem, I will figure out what it's called, but the main stem and the branches and little sprouts come out in between, and I didn't remove those quick enough. because you're meant to have like, also like basil, but tomato growing is kind of like the art of bonsai growing, how you need to take care of your tomato plants. So yeah, I'm going to grow fewer and pay more attention to them, and probably give them some more actual tomato feed, so I can, I must have used all of those, there's one left, so I can improve up my tomato growing game. Maybe for the best that there's none left, because I planted a lot of those other tomatoes. And these ones are cute, these are like red cherry on the vine tomatoes. I'll also show you what else I bought from, I got some from Sutton Seeds, and I'll show you what else I plan to grow this year. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well in regards to the storm, wherever you are, and the ongoing current world events. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to cover these up, get them back inside, put them on a warm windowsill somewhere, probably near a radiator, and I'll show you what else I've bought and I plan to grow for this growing season. Cool, so now I'll run through all the other things that I've bought for growing in the garden. So I have some giant sunflower seeds. Yeah, I hope these grow really tall. I haven't grown these since I was a kid. I grew some dwarf ones last year. So I've got some purple pak choi. I think 2 years ago I grew a lot of regular green ones. So I'm quite excited to grow purple things. I've got some cauliflower, but this is the kind of really funky looking, this is called Romanesco early. I got some squash. I think this might be easier than growing butternut squash. I got some rhubarb because it was on offer, and I know you can't eat it until its second growing year, but I do love rhubarb. Make some rhubarb crumble. Rainbow mixed carrots, just because A, I love growing carrots, and B, when you don't know which colour they're going to be when you pick them out. I love pumpkins, so I got some more pumpkins, a different variety, so we'll see how they do. And I got some purple curly kale, and then just have a range of flowers to grow. There's some more sunflowers, more poppies, so we'll see how they all grow. And I have some apple mint. I quite like mint and apples, so I thought I'd try them together and see how they turn out. So yeah, I think that's all the things that I bought. We'll see how they do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're having a good week wherever you are, and stay safe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, which I'm hoping to be tiny house related. So yeah, I hope you have a good weekend, and yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.